Tomorrow marks the beginning of Cannabis 2.0, the legalization date for things like extracts and topical ointments. While this means cannabis-infused edibles and drinks are now legal, don't expect them to hit shelves anytime soon. Joining me with more is the Globe and Mail's Jameson Burko. Jameson, great to talk to you. So we know that it'll be legal tomorrow, but we won't see edibles sold until December or later. Why the need for such a long runway?
Well, there's a very specific rule in the legal cannabis regime, Ben, that requires all producers, and this doesn't even just apply to edibles and vapes and all the 2.0 stuff that you were talking about. It applies to, say, Canopy Growth. The Tweed guys want to introduce a new 3.5 gram version of a product that they only sell in a 1 gram format right now. They need to give Health Canada 60 days notice before they start offering that product to provincial distributors across the country. So that same rule is going to apply for totally new product formats when that becomes legal tomorrow. So effectively, there's going to be a government website that is going to be absolutely overwhelmed with hundreds, likely, of these product categories, these notifications that are going to be given to Health Canada. And just to give you one example, actually, Ben, I was in Charlottetown the other day. There's an extraction company. It's actually a division of Oxley Group that is entirely devoted to, things like edibles and chews and lozenges and vape cartridges as well. And they're planning to introduce 80 SKUs tomorrow. And about 33 of them, so close to half of them, are going to be edibles, and the rest are going to be different form factors for vape products. So you can see they're going to try and get to market as quickly as possible, but the regulations make it next to impossible for anyone to actually buy these products until probably a few days before Christmas.
So they want to throw everything against the wall, see what sticks, according to the government. Let's talk Health Canada again. They have rules on packaging to prevent them from being attractive to minors. Quebec, meanwhile, said they're going to clamp down on cannabis-infused hard candies and chocolates. What does this mean overall for the edibles that we're going to see in stores? I mean, the protection of minors has got to be top of mind for so many governments.
There's a lot of creativity that's going to have to go into these products, frankly, Ben, because, if you just say this is some orange tang flavored chew, that's going to be very difficult. So, I mean, one example of that Charlottetown company, they're trying to come up with flavor profiles that are a little more complicated and maybe like a grapefruit hibiscus flavor that isn't necessarily something that would directly appeal to a child. So they're trying to take that tack. Of course, the real challenge is going to be actually, especially, you mentioned Quebec, is complying with regulations in a way that actually gets a product on store shelves that people actually want to buy. You mentioned that Quebec is going to be clamping down on confections and baked goods. And by the way, most companies don't really want to produce things like a brownie because technically speaking, that's really hard to do and make that consistent. So you're more likely going to see, little squares of chocolate instead. But in Quebec, vapes are supposed to be a huge category nationwide, and no one's really noticed the fact that in addition to all those confectionaries, Quebec has also set this concentration limit for THC for non-smokable cannabis of 30%, which sounds really, scientifically random and innocuous and shouldn't make a big difference, except what I've come to understand is that the manufacturers of vape products basically can't, or at least have never tried, to produce a vape cartridge that has anything less than, say, 65% concentration. That isn't to say that they couldn't make a 30% concentration vape cartridge, but nobody seems interested in doing that just to service the Quebec market on its own. So effectively, what Quebec has done is ban cannabis vapes as well.
All right, Jameson, we're going to have to leave it there, but we appreciate your time this morning. Thanks so much.
Well, it's my pleasure, Ben.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.